which I had not really come across before about goal setting. And you are somebody who specializes in doing something which everybody wants to do and do it well, and starts off from the beginning of their life, and right down till the last breath of their life. Everyone has a goal. So Aleksandra Marjanska is the coach, the guide, and the super successful goal setter, and the guide who helps people and high achieving entrepreneurs with their goal. So I'll start off by letting Aleksandra introduce herself with about herself and how she got into this very interesting area of helping people set goals.
Yes, well, it was a long journey, definitely, and I was also on my exploration, to put it that way, exploring all my professional passions. So it all started with my interest in human beings in general, and human beings as communities, as cultures, because cultures, society is forming us in so many different ways, and many of these ways we don't really realize because we are just growing up in it and into it. So it shapes a lot of our goals actually as well. And this is something we should be aware of while setting our goals. And you said I'm a goal setter. Yes, I'm even more of a goal achiever, because we do need to know as well that the process of goal setting and the process of goal achievement afterwards are quite different processes that demand different sets of skills, different awareness. So yeah, and different strategies for sure. But what brought me to this point was that from early childhood, I remember, because I always had these clear visions and goals for myself, and they were always ambitious because this is what naturally drives me in life. And I know that my friends, my colleagues, my peers from university or even school earlier then, they were asking me, like, how do you do it? And I would like to do the same. And I would like to have this clarity that you have. And I would like to have this faith and courage to go after it once I know what it is. And I was also wondering, like, okay, how could I help them? What is it that I'm doing that I could teach others? And also, what is it that they should do? Because it's not necessarily, and it's a misconception in self-development world, when great many people think that, oh, as long as I have achieved success, if I just figure out what it was and I will share it with others and they will copy what I did, they will have success too. And it can be the case for you, but it doesn't have to be, because you and this other person can be two different personality types with two different sets of values, two different life settings. So what works for one person not necessarily works for the other. So it was this journey of studying social anthropology in the beginning, to like go into other people's worlds and minds and how we create our reality, how we understand our reality, and how we co-create it with other people around us. It was fascinating to me, and I still do a lot of qualitative research, which was a favorite part of this social anthropological journey of mine. But I also had the other pieces missing, because I always wanted to be able to share knowledge and experience and insights, understanding in a very engaging, easy to understand way, which school of reportage came into the picture when I really wanted to be able to speak about what I know. And the third one was coaching, professional coaching.
So give us five secrets to achieving goals, which everyone says, because whenever you try to set a goal, especially a goal which really matters to you, most of the time people tell you that it's impossible. And a lot of people who are actually maybe your close friends or close family, they are the first occasionally to tell you that it's impossible. So tell us five secrets to achieving goals which everyone says are impossible.
Yes, well, impossible goals, I always say that impossible goals are my favorite ones, because if something doesn't seem impossible, even to you at times, both because all these people around you are telling you that it's impossible or nearly impossible, but also because partly you start believing it yourself, and partly because they demand so much growth of you that at this moment you are not yet ready to step into this dream and make it come true, because if you could, you would already. So it demands a lot of growth. So at times it might seem impossible to you, but this is the whole beauty of impossible goals, that you grow into the person that is able to make it possible. And the first tip would be what you already said. So don't let yourself be controlled by others. You have to have this faith, even a tiniest seed of faith, that there is a chance that you can make it come true. You have no guarantees. If you had a guarantee, it wouldn't be a goal. It would be just another to do, right? And it wouldn't be that exciting. So this excitement of, can I do it? Will I do it? Is enough. If you see that there is a tiniest chance, stick to it and just do your best, because you will never regret. People regret things they've never tried without having guarantee of the outcome, but they didn't give themselves a chance. So give yourself a chance, really. That would be my first tip. And once you do it, when you set this goal, don't think about what would be realistic. Probably if you have been around the self-development industry for a while, you have heard about SMART goals. SMART goals, like specific and measurable and time, like put on a timeline, and realistic. They are not SMART goals are not these ultimate impossible visions. SMART goals would be rather milestones on your journey. But the ultimate goal, the ultimate vision, when you set it, just allow yourself to dream freely and really listen to your heart, listen to your inner wisdom, listen to your inner desire, to your soul's longing. And this is your goal. And just put it into words, which would be my tip number 3. Because what you do, and this is also, this is where it comes from. Probably you've heard research about that just writing your goals down would increase your chances of achieving them by 40-50% around. Obviously, it's hard to say exactly for you how much percent it would be, but people think that, oh, if I just write it down on a piece of paper, how somehow magically it will be more likable to happen. But it's actually not that. It's actually that when you put it down, you increase your commitment to yourself. It's already a sign that if it was something worth putting down on paper, it's really important to you. And it also forces you to verbalize this dream and make it more specific, put it into words. It gives you this process of writing it down, and how to actually write it down in words gives you so much more clarity. And once you have clarity, it's much easier to know which steps to take to get there. So it's really just this cognitive thinking of our conscious mind, and the clarity that makes the step much more actionable. So that would be tip number 3. Number 4, back to what we started with. When your family, your friends, your peers, your boss, whoever it might be, when they try to kind of different reasons, put you down and convince you that your goal should be shrinked a bit, that it's too audacious, that it's too impossible, that you would set yourself up for disappointment. When this happens, it's so crucial to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who believe in themselves, who believe in you, who have achieved impossible goals for themselves already, because they will both support you naturally, because they know what's possible and that there is loads possible, and also they are living references for you. And you can do it when you don't have these people in your immediate geographical surroundings. You can start with reading biographies of people who inspire you, who have made the impossible come true, people who still live or people who even died long ago, but they did the impossible things. But the most powerful thing is finding living human beings around you, and it's worth traveling. I travel the world to meet at the same time and place people who make impossible dreams come true, just like I do. These are my global tribe. Obviously now it's harder in the corona times, but we still can, fortunately, thankfully, gather online as well. And the tip number 5 would be then really get a coach or a mentor who can help you on this journey, because this journey will be demanding. It won't be just dance on roses, even though my job also is to make it as much of a dance on roses as possible. But it will be challenging, and you will need to grow a lot. So have someone on your side who is both your cheerleader, your mentor, your accountability buddy, and someone who really holds you accountable to your full greatness and your full potential.
Okay, so that was amazing, actually. So the 5 points that I think you're going to turn a lot of lives around, all those who are hearing this. But I want to ask you: does goal setting or goal achievement, does it involve a lot of sacrifice? Should you be ready to? Because one of the things that I always talk about in my, I give a few entrepreneurship talks. And I always tell them that one of my favorite lines is, don't tell me what you want to achieve. Tell me what you are willing to give up.
I need to think about it, because I thought so as well, as a typical high achiever by nature. And when I say high achiever, and I say this phrase a lot, I don't mean people who have already achieved things that the society around them perceives as huge success or a big achievement. These successes and achievements are rather a result of a specific mindset, a specific attitude to life. I would even say that it is really a kind of personality type with a set of personal traits, really. So a high achiever.
What are the traits? What are the traits which you feel, which you have come across, and you find them to be really goal achievers? Give us some of the traits which you feel you have seen and you have found them to be really good at achieving their goals. Do they all have to be ruthless?
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with that. It's more of this inner drive and this constant, never satisfied hunger for more to do, more to create, more ways to challenge yourself, to simply just see and test how much further you can go, how much more you can accomplish, how much more you can learn, how much more you can grow. So this inner drives, like, this is the thing that gives really high achievers meaning with life and joy of life. So it's almost like, like you have people who are adrenaline junkies, that they need this extra kick of adrenaline. They need to do extreme things in order to feel alive, to feel this level of excitement that maybe many other people will get from way simpler, less dangerous things. They will get equally excited. But for these adrenaline junkies, this extra kick is necessary to get to this level of this feeling. And we do want to have these intense feelings once a while, at least in our life. So for achievers, it would be achieving, that we need to achieve. And I think there is nothing wrong with achieving and achieving as a way of feeling alive and having these constant challenges in our everyday life and going further and further, because I said we have this hunger for more, but this hunger for more doesn't come from the place of lack. It's not that we feel that I still don't have enough. No, everything is great. It's okay. But for us, stabilization that so many people seek in life, for us, stabilization equals stagnation, which is not a great feeling. So we want to keep moving. We want to keep exploring. We want to keep doing things and achieving things just for fun. And for fun is good. But the problem starts, and it's a problem of great many high achievers that is hidden, that not many people know about, is what I call high achiever syndrome. And one of the signs of the syndrome is when we not only need to achieve in order to feel alive, but we need to achieve in order to feel worthy. So that's the flip side of the coin of being an achiever. And this is also something that I have chosen, especially in recent years, to focus on. So my clients are mostly high achiever types who are achieving a lot and want to achieve even more, but they have also understood that they want to feel way more joy in the journey, because the journey takes most of our life, most of our times. The achievements are just these peaks, these mountaintops that we climb, and we stand on these mountaintops for a while, and then as high achievers we just want to go further and climb even higher. So the journey needs to be delightful, I would say,
Is there a,
which brings us to
is there a correlation? And I know that you're probably not into relationships or relationship expert, but is there a correlation between high achievers and poor relationships? Because you, as you said, they constantly probably need this adrenaline rush, and they probably can't continue stability and to get up every day to the same situation. Uh, in a way is slightly boring to some people. So does that also, can it also, I know this is a tricky or a icy path that I'm treading on, but is there a correlation between high achievers, goal achievers, and maybe poor relationships, or can they coexist together?
They absolutely can coexist together, and I don't have any statistics of how many high achievers have great relationships with others, or maybe with a few but not others. That is more likely, and how many don't. But I guess the problem with relationships, like there are several, the two that I instantly think of when we discuss it is, one, that a lot of people will fall away kind of naturally because of what I said. Surround yourself with people who are like-minded and who understand you, who get this hunger for more, and who are living references themselves for how much more is possible in life. But it also means that other people that maybe you grew up with, maybe your family members even, which is even harder often, if they don't get it, if they are not this type themselves, naturally you won't have that much in common, which makes the relationship obviously more challenging to nourish and to maintain good. And you need to accept that not everyone will love you, not everyone will understand you, and not everyone will be your cheerleader on your way, and not even everyone will be happy for your success, because people have their own emotional reactions to it. It can trigger things in them. It can trigger their insecurity. It can trigger their fears. It can trigger their regrets, because maybe they see you and you went for it, and they don't really see how much it costs you to go there. But what they see is that this person has it and I don't. And I would like it too, but I don't have it. And there are many reasons why they don't, but they don't see it. They just see the results. And so they can be jealous. But it's their stuff. It's important for you to know that it's not your responsibility how they feel. It's their own responsibility. And the other thing about relationships, and this is what is connected to high achiever syndrome, is when you feel that in order to achieve your goals, you need to do it through blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifices. And when you are so fixed on this one specific goal that you neglect your other needs, or ignore other important areas of your life, and relationships with others can be one of these areas. And at this point, the achiever itself will be frustrated.
So, that's really interesting. But one of the things that I think I'd like to talk about is the corona. And I think we are all hit by it around the world. It's the one, probably one incident which has, in a way, brought us together, brought the world together in probably more ways than one. When we were all celebrating the New Year's Eve on 1st of Jan 2020, I don't think any of us knew the tornado that is going to be hitting us starting February. And all of us had plans, all of us had New Year resolutions, all of us had plans, where to travel and everything. So what to do when an event like Corona, scuttles your plans completely, how do you react to it? Everybody has plans, but sometimes uh, you just can't plan for what is coming your way.
Yeah. Well, if you're a person who sets goals for yourself and who plan, because if you take this goal seriously, then you know that it will require a range of actions. And it's good to plan these actions. So obviously, you make this great plan for yourself. And usually, what we know and what I always say, it's good to have two things. It's good to have a plan, and then it's good to be flexible. Because even without Corona, our lives not necessarily go 100% according to the plan, because there will be things happening that are not predictable and that will make you or force you to adjust your plan. But obviously, the Corona crisis has been massive. It really turned people's lives upside down in a great many ways, including my own life, or at least including my own daily routine schedule. So I guess for people who really take control over their results in life, the first thing that is important to understand is accept that it's not your fault that you are suddenly not able to follow through with your original plan. It's not, you shouldn't feel guilty about it, you shouldn't feel bad about it, because it's outside of your control. And if something is outside of your control, then there is no point beating yourself up for it. So it's just this acceptance of this new situation, new circumstances. And once you know what's outside of your control, then back to the question, okay, so in this weird situation that no one was prepared for, what is within my control? What can I do? Maybe I can do something differently. Maybe instead of having this course physically, I will put it online. We have this opportunity. Maybe I can, what I thought I would do in the middle of the day, I need to do in the evening, because in the middle of the day, I'm with my kids, because the schools, the kindergartens are closed. So really focus on what's still possible and don't beat yourself up for what's not, I would say. And it helps your emotions. It helps you stay in this state of searching, exploring possibilities and opportunities. The other thing that helped me a lot is keeping your standards high for life in general. Simple things like getting enough sleep, feeding yourself well, still finding ways to move your body, even if you are, some of us are still locked in our houses. So there is the opportunities we had before are not there, but there are different things you can do to still take good care of yourself. And I must say, for me, I'm lucky because I live in Norway and I live on the countryside with not great many people around us, a lot of woods and fields. So we still were able to go outside of our house. But I had to be with my kids all day long because my man was still working regular hours and I had the chance to be at home. But the Corona actually helped me follow through with something I wanted from before, and it was morning walks and morning runs. Because I knew that if I don't go for this morning walk or run at 7 a.m., which is early for me, then it won't happen because I needed to be back before he went off to work. So Corona actually helped me put another goal in place. And I'm sure that once you search for opportunities, it has brought to you sometimes opportunities in disguise. You will find them.
So change your goals and have, a lot of times, in fact, people ask me, how do you achieve goals? And what I say to them is that don't have few goals and be upset when you don't achieve them. Have so many goals that something keeps falling into place. So
Yeah,
there's always some positivity happening. If you have 10,000 goals, at least 100 of them will fall. But if you just have four goals, you're more likely to fail. But
it's a good point.
in a little to be more specific, one thing which I did want to talk about is about people who are out of a job, because I think a lot of people are with the corona. they are suffering financial stress. That is the greatest stress, which at every level, at the junior level, at the middle management, senior level, everybody is suffering, is being challenged by some level of financial stress, which they didn't. People have moved back with their parents. Some people are sharing rooms. How should what is your like a 2-minute advice, or like to these people, how should they get back on their feet and reimagine or dream again, and get back to financial freedom and financial goal setting?
Mm. I would say, first of all, we were talking about like change your goals. You don't even need to change the goal itself, because I don't like to give deadlines to your goals. And obviously, when something like this hits you from a side, your strategy and your plan and your timeline for reaching whichever goal might probably change massively. So these are the elements that are changing, and some of it you control, a lot of it you don't. But you don't need to change your goal itself. You can just give yourself more time, let's say, to achieve it, and you can find another strategy. And this is also, I think, one of the traits of goal achievers, high achievers, that we stay connected and attached to our goal, but we don't necessarily stay connected to the strategy or the path. So if we see that, okay, this path didn't work, this timeline didn't work, we just keep searching for another way, for another possibility, and there is always a way. So just having this faith and this attitude that there is always a way and you are able to find it is helpful in itself. And yes, the acceptance of the circumstances that we are finding ourselves in right now would be the next one. And knowing that your financial situation right now is not something that defines your worth as a human being, and it's not defining your ability to make money either. And the great thing about entrepreneurs that I started surrounding myself with for a few years ago, and I am still surrounded by them, is that they always know that, okay, if this doesn't work, again, what are the opportunities? What else can I do in today's situation, in today's market? Another tip would be, if you have clients of any kind, don't stay attached to your offer. Stay attached to your client and think, okay, they are also in a hard situation right now, just as you are. What are their struggles right now? What are their needs right now? And what of it could I provide to them? And how could I do it in these circumstances? And people with jobs, like, I think this too shall pass. Or even if coronavirus stay with us like influenza virus, we will probably get more immune. We will probably get the vaccination for it. We will get ourselves through it. What helped me personally was also thinking that, what is it? It's nothing compared to, let's say, what my grandparents went through. A war. Poland, I'm originally Polish. Warsaw was completely destroyed. It was a city in ruin. It was unbelievable when you look at the photographies from this time. And yet people survived. So there is such an enormous power in human beings. We've seen it before in history. So just discover and see this power in yourself.
No, absolutely. In fact, I so believe in that myself, because I feel that in a way we are actually a lot more sensitive and timid than what our older generations were. Imagine, like you say, war. People could come to your door anytime and just take you away. I mean, there was nobody. Even in today's world, there are places at war. There are places, under dictatorships, where there is actually no rule of law. I mean, you could easily, somebody could easily barge into your house, point a gun at you, and literally be never seen again. But that was a great conversation, and I think we're kind of bound by time. So I'd love to keep talking to you about it, but since we do have to kind of close things. But tell us, Aleksandra, about all the wonderful things that you've been doing, and your courses and your documentaries and your Facebook groups, and how do people get in touch with you, and how do people take be part of all your learnings and your trainings?
Yes, absolutely. So the easiest way to get in touch with me, and really personally even, is going to my website, which is www.goalachievers.eu. And there, if you go to the contact me or get in touch tab on my page, you will find my email, and you can email me directly. I give you some like guide questions that I would love you to answer so that I could start getting to know you, and let's just have this dialogue, because I'm a coach, and coaching is something very different, really, even though people don't realize it. It's different than, let's say, our conversation here, or me talking on Facebook or on my videos, sharing knowledge and experience and tips, because coaching is really about you, and nothing will be as tailor-made for you as a conversation with you, where we create the goals, the strategies, the tools that you need together with you. So really, you have my warmest invitation to do so. But you will also find me on Facebook, either going to my personal profile, Aleksandra Marjanska, or to Goal Achievers business page, goalachievers.world. I will also be very soon on LinkedIn, and I have my own YouTube channel called Goal Achievers TV, where, as you mentioned, my documentary series will also be coming up. It will be called Everyday Stunts, and this is a part of this project that I have going on, this inspirational project where I explore how much more is possible for us, how much more is available for us in our everyday life. And I challenge my mind and my body in a great many different ways by, in each episode, trying a new, quite extreme, very rare sport that I absolutely never ever tried before. So I'm willing to make a fool out of myself also sometimes, in order to show you how much more we are capable of. I have my program, 5-Star Journey. This is a premium program for high-flying, ambitious, very visionary high achievers who might struggle with this high achiever syndrome. So they have impossible goals. They want to make sure they reach them, but they also want to make sure that they really thrill throughout the whole journey, that they enjoy the ride. So yes.
Wow, so that's brilliant, Aleksandra. I mean, a lot of people are going to like really get in touch with you, and they're going to benefit from this conversation, because goal setting is something which we try to do from the day we are born to the day we die, and we honestly fail at most of them. So, but the few that succeed, you just need 3 or 4 great goals to succeed, to really take your life into the next orbit. So even if 2 or 3 goals, if you help 2 or 3 goals, reach where they could, it would be. I mean, I'm sure people's lives would be changed. So thank you, Aleksandra, and talking to you, and you're coming on this show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
And good luck to all of you with your goal setting, and especially goal achievement.
Thank you, Aleksandra.
Bye.